Right, welcome back. Last time, which I certainly hope came out 2 days ago, compared to this video, uh, we triggered the massive alliance block, and in the end ended up getting declared war on by Charka, but I managed to win the war against them. Sadly, I had no claims on them after that point because I wasn't refreshing them, but so I did have to pay the increased admin cost, but I don't care, they're done with. So right now the issue is that we've got a mess of alliance networks here. Where Cuzco is allied with Chimu and is guaranteeing Huanca. And Huanca is allied to Nazca and is guaranteed by Cuzco. And I'm also allied to Nazca, although that's not going to last forever because they betrayed me, and it turns out I've misread the requirements on, yeah, it's Ishma that needs to own the province Pachacamac. And Nazca took them over, so yeah, I'm going to have to deal with that at some point. But for right now, they're too valuable of an ally to drop. Of course, fighting another war this soon is not the greatest of ideas because I'm still dealing with the instability of conquering Chimu, so yeah. However, I did manage to get aristocracy, which is nice, as well as upgrading to cash dues. I think I subordinated the church? I don't remember if it started subordinate. Yeah, I think it started independent. I think I subordinated the church. Or perhaps I didn't. I really don't remember. It really has been 2 months, so... yeah, and I'm not recording at my usual time. Oh well. But yes, Nazca, there will be a reckoning. The truce with Wonka's over, but that doesn't matter because it's not like I can declare war on them because yeah. Additionally, we're multiple patches ahead now of the last time we've played. One more patch of M&T plus a hotfix to deal with. 3 more patches of EU4. I'm honestly a bit surprised that the game is running as it should, so that's great. So far nothing's broken. Oh yeah, I went down all of trade ideas, so in theory I can now get right of commerce. Problem is I need more metropolitan influence. And the investment manager always tells me that now, so that's nice. Yeah. If I can get commercialization, I can breeze past everything. The problem is that commerce law isn't the only requirement. It also has to do with trade value, as well as burger power, and province subsistence economy. But yeah, that can wait a bit. Chimu increased their military size by a lot. Oh boy. Thankfully, these 2 provinces are not defended by forts, so I should be able to siege them down. Even the original province of Chimu is... Light, you're conquering. Don't get the 7% siege, please. Oh, and they get a great roll. We have a really good siege general, shock general. But there's nothing like winning a war, winning that kind of a battle. Drat, lost the battle. Fine, I'll negotiate a peace. Give them some cash. Maybe I can concede defeat. Requires release Cuzco. Fine, I've got plenty of money. I do not like how much that situation weakened me. Okay, so what can I do? Metropolitan influence is high enough with assistance that I can probably get some mileage. And at least go to right of commerce. That's not enough on its own. Commercial law is achievable. Okay. So I can jump straight to that. I would need to promote their faction though. Yeah, that's enough. And I absolutely have enough points. I've been sitting on those posts for so long. Further reform. Right, we're jumping 2 spaces. This will be expensive, but it is very necessary. Should at least give them something. I am not overlooking tenant abuse, because that's bad. But the rest of these increase noble power, which I don't want to touch. So I guess nothing's happening. Reduce tributes? Admittedly, I do not need the cash. Yeah, I really don't need money, so I'll just lavishly know the church. Except I don't use that money to just build up power. Commerce Law 8, that's definitely a big jump in my influence. Well, I may as well expand the bureaucracy, after all. I've already minimized. Yeah. The question is, I could in theory do that, but really I'm more looking towards preparing to do these reforms, because I'm not going to be able to get the influence anytime soon. I might as well use my money to do a full grade provision to get stability back up, because, yeah. That list of rebels. Thankfully, it shouldn't last long. But that is across most of my realm, so... Okay, if I promote the bureaucrat faction, I will get a lot of influence. Not as much as I might hope, but it's still going to be a good increase. 30 influence, excellent. So in theory I could do this, but no, that's a terrible idea. I don't have the stability to try that. Enforcing sovereign law will help keep the realm together. Restricting factional appointment doesn't cost any loyalty. And I have a large treasury, so I can afford a low stability, high corruption incident again. So restricting factional appointment will heavily increase the amount of influence the bureaucrats have, which will work towards reducing the amount that I have to deal with the nobles on. I just need to be careful not to lower loyalty too much. Have to yield concessions to ancient liberties. I also need to look towards managing corruption, since state corruption is atrociously high. Actually, into the church in order to keep their loyalty up. Promoting support and commerce is rarely a bad idea. It's a bit expensive, but it helps overall. Banning the sale of offices is better in every way than enforce basic oversight over officials, but even then I don't even have enough to anyway. It's not important right now. Formalizing provincial administration would be great, but I can't do that yet. Yeah, ban sale of offices. I wonder if I can do this combo. None of the following. 40 aristocratic influence. Guess that has to wait. For now. Guarantee livable salaries. That actually helps because it raises the loyalty. So I can take something that lowers loyalty without eating too many problems. Good standardized recruitment, reasonable tenure duration, reduced power from autonomy. Regulate tax farmers. Reasonable tenure duration. Okay, I cannot do any more than that. Loyalty is too low. But that's a lot of reforms pushed through at once. I burnt a lot of points and a lot of stability. Let's hope the realm doesn't catch fire from this. Because it absolutely might. start expanding bureaucracy again. If only to work towards a formal structure for the provincial administration. Because I can't get the autonomy just that low. What is the amount needed to get to that? Yeah. Continue with the grain provisions for a while longer. I can afford it. Anyway! In case you're wondering, yes, the maps look slightly different. Ishma now exists because I decided to try a conquest war with Cuzco. Yeah, that didn't go very well. However, I have been making a lot of progress internally. The province's systems economy used to be 90%, but now it's 66.7% across the node. I am increasing trade, so that is helping. I'm not entirely sure how well it's doing that. And I've also been working towards trying to improve the amount of trade value and power inside of the Gola province, since that seems to be my most... It seems to be the most probable point to foster commercialization, at least for now. I do also want to get Cuzco to that point, but it might be too difficult. Especially since it would probably start interfering, because the two would start competing at that point. Thoroughly start competing. I've also passed plenty of reforms. I've actually jumped up to commerce law, straight to it. I think 1460, yeah, 1460, and then 1470, I realized, oh hey, I can get 30 bureaucratic influence, and then pushed every minor reform I could. Yes, every single one of them. Which is why my loyalties are all so low, and why my corruption is so high. And why the points suddenly shot, despite the fact that I haven't bought tech since the last war. Which was before 1460, by the way. I've basically spent all my points on that, so... I've made plenty of progress moving closer towards getting meritocracy. And yet, it's not that much progress at all. However, corruption should start dropping dramatically. It currently kind of is. It's only been 5 years since I've done it, so... I mean, the resting point is still over... Actually, it's now less than 50. Used to be over 50, but now it's less than 50, at least for globally. The provinces, on the other hand, yeah. The resting point for corruption is around 50 as well. Interesting. It's probably going to drop to below 40 in the end, but yeah. I'm going to need to upgrade amenities infrastructure at the capital too, aren't I? Thankfully, the current ruler is a master builder. Yes, we went through a succession. 433, not terrible. Could be better though. Where is the... Oh yeah, right. It's no longer a... I forgot. It's been ages since I played. Executive authority is over here now. 55% of executive authority isn't great, but it's not terrible. The heir actually is pretty good with the stats though. Funny enough, it's almost the exact same value, just one more, but the spread is a bit better. Having one terrible stat usually is really bad, but I do have national foci, so that can work. It's a truce with Wonka. Remove and then bring it back? Yeah, so I'm allied to Ishma and Moscow. Problem is that anyone that I can declare war on will involve at least Chimu and Cuzco in the process. Huanca's the worst. Cuzco's not great either. And the worst part with Chimu is that I wouldn't be able to get any provinces since this is just to humiliate rival castle's ability. Best thing I can do would be to declare war on Wonka while at war to bypass all of the alliances and guarantees. Yeah. The other option is to break the alliance with Nazca. Then declare war 5 years later and hope that Nazca doesn't decide to ally, say, Chimu or Huasca. Because that would completely break the delicate balance that we're having. Chimu is just ridiculous when it comes to the military anyway. I don't know how to get around them. Do you believe there's a way to check there? Yeah, they're professionalizing their military, I can tell. They don't have the regional military stuff involved. They have regional militia, so they do have volunteers at least. Thankfully, this is right after increasing their factional influence, so presumably if I don't touch it, or an event decreases their influence, I can bring the influence down enough to get volunteers. Of course, volunteers are fairly expensive, though not amazingly so. It's conscriptions, it's costly. Realm expenses are a bit high at the moment, but yeah, anyway. That's long enough for this session. It has been 30 years, so I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye. Should this all go well, this will be 2 days after the previous one, and we'll be back to normalcy. Yay! I'm honestly surprised this worked. Anyway, bye.